Hey folks, here Dave back in Studio B. Gonna do some late night baseball here on a Saturday night. As we're gonna be firing up some more payoff pitch. I've really been into this payoff pitch, and I'm just gonna set up the chat room here real quick. And I have a fun little story to tell. You know, I like to tell stories, right? So I got a fun little story to tell before I get going tonight. So as you know, or you might not know, IndyCon 25 is going on. St. Patrick is running that out there in Indiana, and he has a good 35 or 40 of us gamers out there playing games, kind of what we're going to do in Connecticut. And so I was talking to Mike Canistrari. You know, you guys know Mike, a friend of mine. And I said, so I sent him a message. I said, Mike, how's it going out there? So he actually called me, right? So Mike calls me, and Mike says, he goes, he's talking this and that and the other thing. He's like, oh, it's going pretty good, Dave, and this, that, and the other thing. And he goes, hang on a sec, and he starts handing the phone to people out there. I thought that was pretty cool of Mike to do that. So he's sending me so I'm talking to, who would I talk to? I think I talked to Joe Bryant from Payoff Pitch, and I got telling him, I said, Joe, I'm playing your game and I'm addicted to it again. And I says, I bought the newer game a little while ago with all the updates, the printed version, and I says, I love it, and I just ordered some seasons. And Joe's a quiet guy, and he's like, oh, that's great, Dave, I'm glad you like it. So, and then he passes me off to Marco Scola, and I'm talking to Marco, and then Dave Little's there, so I'm talking to Dave Little, and Keith Avalone from Play, Gary Brown from Stone Cold Hockey. Yeah, man, there's probably someone else I'm forgetting, and I hate but I talked to so many different people. Oh, St. Patrick's out there. And so, yeah, there's a cornucopia. That's my favorite word. Cornucopia of people out there in Indiana. Kind of wish I went now. And so Michael's like, hang on, who do I got over here? And he's like, hey, goes, anybody want to talk to Dave? And so everybody talked to me today while they were playing their games. And it was really cool. And it made me feel like I was there. So, and a lot of those people are coming out to Digital to DiceCon 25 in May, which is, I'm looking at the schedule here. It's 5 weeks away. Ooh, we are so close. And so I got to talk to Mike tomorrow on the way home and see how it went and see if we have any more ideas for our event. But yeah, what a time it was today. I just got done work. I was just here at the house finishing up, and I'm on the phone with Mike, and he's like, hey, hang on a second. And we're talking to a whole bunch of people. It was really good. Looking forward to getting all those people on camera and get some interviews with them when they come to Connecticut, and we'll have a whole good time with that. So, yeah, so I was pretty excited about that. Anyway, you can see the Red Sox hat on. So what does that mean? Well, that means I have some Red Sox baseball coming up, okay? That's what that means. Now, if all goes well, I'm going to go to the game here, if all goes well. I'm trying to use my shortcuts now. Yep, okay, it looks like it worked. And we got some payoff pitch here on the table. And this is the 76 version of payoff pitch, okay? I just, tonight, I unloaded it tonight. I unboxed 84 and separated them all. Tonight I took the hour or so and did everything by myself. I was going to do it live. I was like, we've already done 84. So the idea behind 76 is, Cincinnati and Boston, the 75 series, we all know that, Carlton Fisk and, all that stuff there. So my idea is I'm going to come back and payoff pitch and play the 76 Red Sox. And let's see how they do in my replay here. Let's see how they respond to the Game 7 loss. And I know 76 wasn't a good year in the whole bit, but I think it's going to be kind of fun to play this here and just kind of see how they do in my replay. So I'm going to see how they respond in 76. I won't be playing every game online. This is going to be something I might do, after work or while I, watch other people play or something like that, or maybe while I'm doing laundry, bang out a game. But it's something I'll leave set up and play from time to time. But I'm going to try to play using Digital Diamond to keep my stats. I'm going to play the Sox season here in Digital Diamond. And so I just spent about 45 minutes or so setting it all up. All the stadiums, all the teams, all the colors, all the pictures, and all that stuff there. It takes a little bit to set all this up. And I'm looking forward to the new Digital Diamond version 13. I got to get Mark on here and talk to him about that when he's ready to, because I know he's busy. So anyway, let's get right into it. So we're going to have some fun here. That's kind of like my new thing is to play the teams after. Like I want to play the 93 Oilers, the year after they lost to Buffalo. Was that 93? Remember that collapse in Buffalo, the biggest comeback ever? And so I want to see how they respond the next year. So that's things like that I want to try to do here. As we have a few people in the chat. Tim likes the Red Sox hat. Yeah, I love this hat here. I specifically bought this a few years ago for this, particular, not this project, but when I played Red Sox game, because this was always my hat growing up. It really was. Scott comes by. All right, yeah. So we have Fergie, Jenkins, and Palmer. Scott is going to say Palmer's going to get 4 Ks tonight. Do you think that's all he's going to get? He's got tough 3 times, though. He's got tough 3 times in his card. He's only got the one wheelhouse. So it's going to be real tough to hit off of him tonight because the only home runs come off the wheelhouse, and he's only got the 12 here. So I don't think we're going to get any home runs here. But we're going to have some fun here. This is opening day of 76. And another reason I wanted to do this here is because I'm doing the Dave's Classic Rewind where I go back and pick a game, and it's like I'm in and I'm out, and I have my fun. But I did want to have something a little bit bigger than just an in and out in a one-off game. So this is going to be a kind of something I do off on the side. Barbara comes by as well. Philip Reynolds here as well. And let me see if I can kind of get my chat room here. John A. and John Serio. And some payoff pitch. Yeah, I'm going to have some payoff pitch here. Andrew is playing 72-73 WHA with final score. I have that, and I love final score. And let me move this out of the way. I love the final score. I do. And I have some more things for Downey I'm going to pick up. I'm debating whether to get the 2000s and the 2010s because I have 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I think. So I'm like, do I get the ones? I don't know how much I'd play that, but they're on sale. And I'm going to get some more game-winning drive seasons, including that 74 World Football League. I want to get that. All right, so we're going to kick things off. This is opening day, 1976. It's April 9th. We're in Baltimore. Everything should be set up, ready to go, and I hope you enjoy this here as we play the 1976 Red Sox, just for fun. This is, again, it's not anything totally serious. This is going to be me having some fun with it. All right, so let's see if we can kick this off. So Cecil Cooper and Jim Palmer. So Jim Palmer's a righty, so we'll be reading off the right-handed side. So let's see what we got here for a dice roll. Hopefully I get the dice on the screen. And so we got a 4. So that's going to be a ballpark check. And a 4 and a ballpark check against a left-handed batter is going to be, what did I say about home runs and wheelhouses? Wow. So right off the bat, we got a ballpark check, and a 40 is going to be a wheelhouse. So Cecil Cooper, if he hits a home run on opening day to kick things off, after I said how hot it's going to be, I'm going to look like a big dummy. All right, so here we go. 1-52 is a home run. Oh, it's a 62. He's going to hit a triple, though. Cecil Cooper is going to hit a triple. I need to have my notes ready here. All right, so Cecil Cooper, a swing. Oh, I need to get my thing up here. I forgot. So Cecil Cooper with a triple. A tripply-dipply-do. So we're going to start off with a triple. So Cecil Cooper, a run of 6, is on third base with a triple. Not how Palmer wanted to start. And Parallel League says that 76 is in his wheelhouse. Nice. Glad to hear that. Hopefully we're going to have some fun here in 76. I might need to push that out just a little bit so I got my keyboard here, and I want to have you guys see everything. But at the same time, I need to be able to get at some things here. All right, so hopefully that looks okay. All righty. AP comes by. Hi, AP. Thanks for coming by. And Sean says he likes the payoff pitch. And he says his 1933 game went better. Yeah, stick with it. I mean, if you get 20, 30, 40 games in and you're still having problems, then either something's up or, then maybe it is the game. But I haven't had any issues. I just really like this game. All right, so enough of my blabbing here. Denny Doyle comes up with Cooper on third. Let's see what Denny Doyle's going to do. We have an 8. That's an in-play 4, and he will double. Holy cow. Right? In play, 0-4 is a double, and we got a triple and a double right off the bat, and the Sox have taken a 1-0 lead, and Palmer is rattled already here in the top of the first. Holy cow. Todd comes by. Hi, Todd. Oh, man. So Jim Palmer and Hendricks is going to come up and go talk to him at the mound and say, hey, shake this off. It's opening day. We got a long season. No sense getting all worked up here, but it doesn't get any easier as 24-year-old Freddie Lynn comes up to the plate. A 3. That's going to be a patient 77, and that's going to be a hit into center field. And on a patient hit into center field, if Doyle is a 7, he goes. He's only he's a 6, though. That ain't too bad. So he can try. He can try for third base. So if I want to try for third base, I have the option of going. The center fielder is Blair. So Blair, his arm is, where is Blair? Oh, right at the top. Oh, his arm's a 9. So if I wanted to tag, it's got to be equal to or less than both. So the 6, I'm going to try it. I'm going to tag. Alrighty. So on the patient hit to center field, Doyle's going to try to tag. All right, because I'm coaching the Red Sox, so I'm going to get a little aggressive here. So on this here, where's my other chart? Where's my other chart? So he's gonna go for it here. And here it is right here. Okay, so here is my extra base chart, just in case I need it. So how this goes, roll the 2d6, compare it to the runner's arm and the fielder's arm and the runner's run. If it's equal or less than both, he's safe. It's greater than both, so if I roll 10, 11, or 12, he's out. Anything else, I got to roll on this other chart. So let's see. Let's try it, right? We're smoking them right now, right? It's 1-0. We got a double and a triple. Here we go. So Doyle's going to try to tag. Blair in center field does not have a great arm. And here comes the throw. It's an 8. Okay, so it's in between. So it's going to be a close play at third base. So we're going to roll here and check this out right now. So let's see what's going to happen at third base. We got a 22, and he is out. On the 22, he is out. So Doyle is thrown out going to third base. Yeah, that was fun, though. At least we got to try some running. I always say I think the running is very difficult in this game. Just that's kind of how I feel. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. All right, so we're going to get a F8, and R2 is out. Trying to go one base, I think. Let's try that. Doyle tagging up to throw, and he's out. Okay, cool. I got it right. It's like a mini game. Trying to get the stuff here. It's kind of like a mini game. And you get it right. You feel so satisfied when you get it right. It's like passing a test. All right, Doyle is thrown out. Blair guns him down at third base. Robinson applies the tag. So that was kind of fun. Jim Rice comes up now. Nobody on base right now. And we have a 7. And that's going to be a tough and a 42. Struck him out. So there's one strikeout. Scott, you still with me here? There's a strikeout for Jim Palmer. So the Sox pick up on a run as they get a triple and a double to lead off 1976. And now we'll go to the bottom of the first. Baltimore coming to bat. So we have Al Bumbry coming up here. There's Scott with the K. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so Fergie Jenkins on the mound. Now, he's got only the one wheelhouse, 2 on an 11. And he's got 3 toughs as well. So let's see how it goes with Al Bumbry coming to the plate. So we have an 8. No, 6. I'm sorry, 6. 6 patient. 26 is a walk. So he gets the Pantera walk. He's a run 4. So, I mean, it's a steal 6. Let's see if he's going to steal. All right, so actually, I got a new way of stealing. It's a new way for me. So, so that's a 5. It's less than that. So it's a steal 6 against a hold 8. And I rolled a 21. I think he's going to go. Yeah, he's gonna try to steal. Okay, so here he goes. He's going to take off. So Bumbry's going to go on the first pitch. And so we have A steal of B. Fisk's arm is a 3, so we have a B3. So that's very good. All right, let's flip the card here. Very good. Bunbury looking for very good, and he is safe. So Bunbury is in the second base with a stolen base. I think it's STL. Yep. And so Bunbury's on second. So each team aggressive on the base paths right now. Do I want to see if he wants to steal third? Why not? We're getting aggressive, right? So he would need double ones, double twos, or double threes to steal third base, right? What do you think? What do you think? Right? It's opening day. Well, we try it. Downey Games is having the Easter sale. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of things in my cart. Nope, so he's not going to try to steal. I needed doubles, and he didn't get it. All right, so Paul Blair, the mall cop, coming up here. He's a bunt C, but he's going to hit away. Fergie Jenkins with a pitch. We have an 8. That's a tough. And a tough 96 is a fly ball into left field, and he's going nowhere. What I'm going to be doing, so I have my ground ball out chart and things like that. I'm really going to rely on the wheelhouse and the tough to dictate what happens. So on a ground ball to third on my chart, it says if the runner is a 7, he gets to third. So what I'm going to do is if it's a wheelhouse, he gets to third. If he's a 7, he gets to third, except if it's a tough. If it's tough, then no matter what his speed, he won't go to third. So I'm going to really kind of lean into the wheelhouse and the tough is determining how runners advance in this game. I'm going to add that into my repertoire, if you will. So I think that really what I like about this game is you have those things to determine if the pitch was good or bad, if the guy got a hold of it, if he barely got a hold of it. So anyway, I did see a score sheet. Yeah, I downloaded that. I might use that. It had some interesting things on it. It did. All right, so Ken Singleton up now, 1 away. And we're going to get a 7, so that's going to be in play. And a 68 is going to come all the way over here, and that's going to be a G4. So I'm pretty sure that the run is going to go to third, so it's going to be G4. And that's going to send Bunbury to third. So the tying runs at third, and it's going to be Lee May. He may or may not tie this game up, right? He may or may not. So here we go. Lee May, Bunbury on third, 1-0 Red Sox. 1976. We have a 9. That's a tough 89, and that's going to be a ground to short. That will end the inning. And what I would do with that, too, is because it was tough, I would probably not allow the runner to score. That just, again, I'm going to use tough and wheelhouse for some of that stuff there. Just makes sense. All right, so we go to the top of the second. The Red Sox are winning here. And AP asked me, what's my opinion of player of the game basketball compared to other quick play basketball games? Well, the player of the game basketball, I really like it. I didn't like it at first, and when I went back and played it a second time, I did like it. What you're doing with that is you're looking at all the players in the game. I like how you roll to see who's in the game, or you can go as played. And then you assign, through a series of calculations, you assign each player in the game a roll or rolls of the dice to see how many points they get, and you start at the bottom. So you're kind of building the score. It's not really a final score game. You're actually going player by player on each team, and you're watching that score build as you get up to the better guys at the top of the list who will get, more than one roll of the dice to determine how many points they get. It's an interesting way of doing it, and there is a little bit of drama in it. And for me, I kind of like it. I kind of like that game because it's different. It's not like regular season, and it's not like ultra quick basketball or anything like that. It's a very different way of getting the score and including all the players. It's very neat. I like it. I bought all the ABA seasons, and I think I have. I don't know if I bought 1 or 2 seasons. I might buy another season with that because I'm going to be playing some ABA on the channel in that. So yes, I do like that game. All right, Kyle Yastrzemski coming up here. And we have a 3, so that's a patient, and a patient 21 against the righty, and that's also a walk. So Kyle Yastrzemski will get the Pantera walk. His steal is a 2, so I don't think he's going to steal at 36 years old, but I think I owe him a roll. So he's got a 2, and look at that. Wow. Okay, well, back it up here. Yastrzemski, feeling it on opening day. So we have a 2 steal against a 9 hold with a 43. A 2 steal with a 9 hold against a 43. And hang on a sec. And Kyle Yastrzemski's going to try to steal. All right, Kyle Yastrzemski. He's going to go for it here. Kyle Yastrzemski trying to steal. Again, that's the automated steal system. So he's a D against a 3. So a 3D. Where is 3D? 3D is fair. So he's got a fair chance. He goes in, and he's safe. Kyle Yastrzemski has stolen second base. Oh, man, they're still flying high from that World Series as Kyle Yastrzemski will steal second base. How about that? How about that? Now, we're not going to try to steal third. We're not going to get crazy. Not going to get crazy here. All righty, so Palmer now in some trouble again. The leadoff runners walked, and Kyle Yastrzemski read the pitch, and he took off and stole second base. This game is fun, isn't it? Isn't this game fun? It's fun right now. We'll see. Carlton Fisk coming up. We have a 6. That's going to be a patient out, L5. So that's going to be, unless he gets a walk, and he does get a walk. So what this means, if I read it correctly, is that it's going to be an out. You can't get anything but if you get a walk or a hit by the pitch, it stands. Otherwise, it's going to be an out over here. And if for some reason you can't get out over here, then it's going to be a line drive to the third baseman. That's how this is. So it's either a walk or hit by a pitch. If not, it's an automatic out. If you can't get an out, then it will be an out with this. But he does draw the walk, and so that stolen base is all for nothing, really. Captain Carl comes by. I have Captain Carl on second base. You just missed him steal. Kyle Yastrzemski, 36 years old, stole a base. Did he have any stolen bases in that season? He did have 5 stolen bases in 76. And he got one here tonight on the channel. 4 more to go. 4 more to go. Yeah, I was just looking at that on his card. It really is. That's the other thing I like about the card. You got a couple of stats on here. You don't have everything, but you got a couple of stats to kind of keep it interesting. All right, so Dwight Evans, 2 on. Absolutely nobody out. Here's the pitch now. We have a 10. That's an in-play 40. So that's going to be G1. So this is a possibility of a double play here. So it says hit right back to the mound, actually, right? The 40's hit back to the pitcher. All right, so let's check. Evans is a 5 double play, and Palmer is a 6 double play. So let's see what we're going to do here. And it's a 6, so that will be a double play. So it's going to be a 1. How are we going to do this here? So we're going to go G1, 6, 3. So it's going to be a double play. So Yastrzemski goes to third, but they're going to pick up the double play. That's how I read that. Okay? And if I'm wrong, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Okay, so again, happy Saturday night to everyone. Boy, it's cold out again. We had a day it was like 70 degrees here. And we had shorts on, and we were like, all right, summer's here. And then I woke up this morning, and it was it was in the 30s. And I was putting on a sweater again. It's like, make up your mind. 2 away, and a runner at third. We had runners on third all the time in this game. So we have an 8, and that's an in-play 84, though, and that'll be hit down the shortstop, and Belanger will scoop that up, and that'll end the inning. So they can't get the run across. So a leadoff walk and stolen base. Yastrzemski gets him to third, and that's as far as he goes. And so we will go to the bottom of the second, opening day 76. I'm going to be playing the Red Sox in 76, and I'm going to, every once in a while, I'll have it on the channel here. And this is opening day, and it's 1-0 Sox as we go to the bottom of the second. Bobby Grich coming up against Fergie Jenkins. And there's the wheelhouse, and it's gone. Bobby Grich ties the game with a home run. That's the only wheelhouse on his card. And the 07 is gone, and Bobby Grich has tied the game at 1-1. Just like that. All right, now we have Tony Muser. I'm not familiar with Tony Muser. In real life, he hit 227. Oh, so he's got it's got its splits here. which is kind of neat. But sometimes I like to see the overall so I can see that on the screen. So Fergie Jenkins trying to shake off that one there. So we have an 8. That'll be a tough 23. Strike him out. So Tony Muser goes down. So Fergie Jenkins starting to throw the smoke after giving that up. And we're going to have Brooks Robinson, 39 years old. Look at this. 39 years old, Brooks Robinson, still playing in here. That's what's fun about playing some of these seasons. You see some players that are right on the cusp of finishing up, and you get to see them here, and I'm enjoying this. So we have a 3. That's going to be a defensive check. All right, so what's going to happen here on the defensive check? The range of the second baseman. So that's going to be Denny Doyle, and so Denny Doyle's range is a D. I should be writing this down if it's faster, but I don't mind flicking through the cards. So we got a D64 on the range, a D64, and that's going to be an out. And what kind of out will it be? Ground ball. So it's going to be a G4, we'll call that. So ground ball down to Denny Doyle. He makes the play on Brooks Robinson. And we have 2 away. Oh, do you know what I got to talk to Mark about? And it's been bugging me since the last one. Up at the top of the screen where it says the outs in the red boxes, it starts with the right box and then goes to the left box. It's that my OCD is driving me nuts. I need the left box to light up first and then the right box. I don't know why it bugs me, but it does. Elrod Hendricks coming up to the plate here. We have a 7. That's in play, 54 against a right-handed pitcher. And it's going to be a fly ball in the left field right, so with plenty of room out there, we'll make the catch. And they go down basically 1, 2, 3. So we go to the top of the 3rd. Opening day 76. Beatles comes by. Holy cow, Beatles. I see you on. I haven't had a chance to chat with you in a while. I pop in your streams there, and usually I'm listening at night, so I don't chat much. But good to see you. See you like that the new Pocket Pennant software. I saw you playing that, and I saw you playing some OTP and I think some Action PC too. You've been playing a lot of those baseball games there. They're fun to go in and listen to, and see you play them there. Yep, good to see everybody here. So let's go Rick Burleson, his first at-bat. You know, he's the 9 hitter in 76, which is weird. I think I saw them was it 76 or 77? My dad took me to a couple games. Sat right behind the Red Sox bench, right at the end of the Red Sox bench one time. And a fan was giving him crap, and Burleson was swearing at him. It was kind of funny. As a kid, I thought it was funny. All right, so we have a 5 from Palmer. That's an in-play 39, and that's out of the range, so it's going to be hit right back to the mound. Boy, they've been hitting right back to Palmer. Palmer scoops that, flips it to Lee May, and that'll do it. So Cecil Cooper, you know, all he's done today is hit a triple. That's all he's done, and he scored. So Cecil Cooper stepping up here with 1 away. You see how that box is lit up on the right side? That drives me nuts. It needs to be the left side, and I made a note to talk to him about that. So we have a 7. That's a tough 61, and Cooper will fight this off, and he'll float a single. Hang on a sec. Where's my chart? There's a chart here that says where it goes. Ah, here it is. I'm going to get my hit location chart up here. And that is going to go into left field. So Cooper fights this off and a single into left field. Now, Cooper's a steal 3, so I would have to roll a 2. Nope, he's not going to steal. And I like that I've solved the stealing in this game. It takes it out of my hands, and I'm very happy with that. Beatles is going on after. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to tune in because I'll be listening in bed like I always do. You go on nice and late, which I like that. It's kind of like listening to the West Coast hockey games. You know, at night during hockey season, I'll put on like the Kings or the Sharks or if they're wherever they're playing, that the West Coast teams will be on. So it's like Beatles is on late. Sometimes Al's on late too, and I like to listen to that. Denny Doyle with Cecil Cooper on first base. Here we go. And we have an 8, so it's going to be an in-play 28. Oh, and he's going to single because he likes to mingle, right? So it's going to be single. Now we need to find out where. So again, on in-play, I'm getting good at the flow right now. In-play is here. Line drive in the center. Runner on first advances 2 bases. So Cecil Cooper on his horse around to third base on the Doyle single. So with 1 away, we have runners at the corner for Fred Lynn. Now, if you remember, Fred Lynn hit that long drive into center field, and Blair threw out Doyle going to third. That was fun. That was fun. The play at the base was fun. All right, so Freddie Lynn, 0 for 1. Runners at the corner. Doyle's not going to go. We're not going to have him steal with runners on the corner. That's executive decision. And we have an 8 that's in play, but it's a 97. So, now hang on a sec. This is hit on an in play, 97. So this is hitting the right field. Okay. 7 will score. Cooper's not a 7, I don't think. No, he's a 6. So 6 can try to score. What do you think? So it's hitting the right field, Singleton. Let's check Singleton now. And Singleton, arm is a 7. Wait a second. He's not even listed for right field. Oh, yeah, he is a 7. So we got a 7 and a 6. I'm tagging. I'm gonna be aggressive. My game, my rules. So Lynn, now the last time the guy was thrown out, so let's see what happens here. So here we go. So Lynn flies this one into right field. Singleton coming over by the line, makes the catch, and here comes Cooper. 6 or less, he scores. 8 or higher, he's out. A 7, we roll again. The throw at the plate, and he's in there. Cooper will tag, and he will score. Now, where's my fly ball? Everybody moves up. Doyle's going to take second on the play. So F9A. So Lynn gets it done on the fly ball this time. Cooper will score. That was fun. I'm having fun. I needed to have fun today. Lynn with the fly ball. Doyle the second, and the run comes home. And I'm going to open up my cream soda. In case you missed it, the top of the broadcast, I told you the IndyCon 25 is going on. St. Patrick's hosting IndyCon 25. And Mike Canistrari's out there, a good friend Mike from Connecticut, who's helping me run Digital to DiceCon in May. And he gave me a call today, and he passed the phone around the room. Now listen to this. If you heard the story, I'm sorry, but if you just get into the chat room here, as Carrie B comes by, Mike is on the phone, and he starts handing the phone to people who were at this place, right? There's like 35, 40 people there. So the first guy I talked to, Joe Bryan, creator of Payoff Pitch. So I'm talking to Joe on the phone. I thought that was cool. And then I got talking to Marco Scola, another friend of the channel, and we've had on here. And then I talked to Keith Avalone from Play Games. I talked to Gary Brown from Stone Cold Hockey. I talked to Dave Little. You guys know Dave Little. He's got the wrestling going on out there, so I told him to bring the wrestling game to Connecticut. And I talked to St. Patrick. And so I talked to all these people out there. I think that was it. There might have been one more. Again, I talked to so many people. I was like, boom, they're all playing games, so they only took a couple minutes to talk to me. That was so fun. It was so fun to be able to talk to these people, even though I've met a lot of them. And some I've only met, on the internet. But that was fun. That was so cool of Mike to do that. And I felt like I was there, and I got to talk to everybody for a minute or two. So thanks to Mike for that. But that was fun, and it's fun. Some of the things that happen in this community are really fun. All right, so what do we got now? So we got a run-in, 2-1 Sox. Doyle in scoring position, and it's Jim Rice against Palmer, a 5. And that's in play, but a 96 is going to be way out of range, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field to Bunbury. And they'll get out of the inning. But the run comes in on the tag. I'm liking how this game is moving. I really am. I'm really liking how this game is playing right now. And I don't know why he didn't play it before. I know he redid the rules. I was watching a video from the Replay Gamer last night, and he was talking about how they redid all the rules. And I'm not saying they redid the rules. That's the wrong way to say it. They redid the charts and wrote the instructions a little bit clearer, and everything was kind of just tidied up a little bit, and it made more sense. So if you look at the old rules, because that's what the first time I had problem with this game, I was using some old rules or some old charts and some new charts, and they weren't. I was getting confused. So I get rid of all the old stuff, and I just started using the new stuff, which was laid out way better. It made way more sense. And then I stumbled into the base running and stealing. And now I get over that. So now I think I'm home free with this game. I think I'm home free with Payoff Pitch right now. And as you can tell, I've been playing a ton of it, so I must be having fun. All right, so Belanger, Bunbury, and Blair, the Triple B line coming up here. The Killer Bees. Can we call them the Killer Bees? We'll see if they're going to be Killer Bees here. So Fergie Jenkins, a 10. That's an in-play 99. That's hitting the left field. Rice coming over. He has a ways to go, but Rice will track it down and is one away. And, Bobby, yeah, if you haven't checked out Beatles' channel, yeah, ton of baseball late at night. He's fun to listen to, too. He's got a really good late-night voice. He really does. Beatles has got a great voice at night. It's kind of like a relaxing baseball type of thing. So, yeah, he's really good at night, and especially if you like the baseball. So, yeah, it's a fun time with Beatles. It really is. I like Beatles a lot. All right, so we have Al Bunbury coming up. He is 0 for 0 today with a walk and a stolen base. Fergie with a 9. It's going to be a tough. You think you're tough. Strike him out. So that's the second K. Where is Scott posting the Ks? Fergie Jenkins with his second K of the day. And does he have more than Palmer? Let me check here. Let me check. I don't see that. Palmer has 1 strikeout. Yep. So, and I like how this game does that, you know. And now we have Paul Blair, the mall cop, coming up. And a 7. That's going to be in play. Ooh, it's an 11, and he's going to sneak a single into right field. Left field. So Blair flares this over. Burleson can't make the catch. And Blair is on. Now his steal is a 4. So let's see if he wants to steal here with 2 outs. Oh, look at the stack. Oh, it's a 5. Nope. It's been a while since I stacked him up. So that is that. So Kenny Singleton coming up. 2 outs. Runner on first. 3rd inning here. Payoff Pitch. 1976. Project started up here. Excuse me, we have a 4. That's an in-play 17, and that's a single. In plays, we flip a card, and a single is into the gap. And 1 base for the runner on first. So we're just going to go a single here. Blair will stop at second. And so we have now with 2 outs, the Oriolios got some things going on here at Memorial Stadium. I love these ballpark cards. When I unpack the cards, I love this. I really do, you know. Have I ever listened to the Sleep Baseball podcast? No, I haven't. Sometimes I put on like an old hockey game, an old baseball game, because that's what I grew up with as a kid. And I have the XM app, so sometimes I'll put on a ball game. It's just nice and relaxing. It used to be. Lee May, he may or may not come through. Ooh, that's a tough 68, and he's going to single. A tough 68. Now, here's the thing. Usually, I said tough was going to be 1 base. However, with 2 outs, that should trump everything. 2 outs. Yeah, with 2 outs, you get everywhere. And then tough is just the 1. So, but with 2 outs, he's going to fight this off, and Blair will score. So I'll have Blair score. Everybody else will, we'll go single 2 bases. We'll go around the horn here. So he's gonna flare this into the opposite field for a single, but everyone running on the play will get the run home, and we're tied at 2-2. That's how I'm going to handle that, is that wheelhouse and 2 outs trump everything, then tough, and then the other patient in play. That's how I'm going to do it. So with 2 outs, yep, you're gonna get there. All right, so we got first and third now. Fergie Jenkins trying to nail this down here, but he can't do it. Bobby Grich 1 for 1 with a home run. And this is an in-play 83, and that's going to be ground ball to the rooster. And Burleson will end the inning. But that little flare into the outfield ties the game. And we are 2-2. This is a good one here. I don't know how Baltimore did in 76. Anybody know how Baltimore did in 76? Because wasn't it Yankees Cincinnati in the finals? I can't look it up because I would screw up my screen. So I'm just kind of wondering how they did. All right, so let's go here, top of the fourth. Let's get this game moving here. So we have a 4. That's a ball. Uh-oh. That's a ballpark check off of Palmer. And can you believe this? Kyle Yastrzemski at 36 years old, not only has he stolen a base today, but he's going to hit this one into left field center. It's going to roll to the wall. It's going to bounce around, and Yastrzemski's going in with a triple. This is the second triple of the day off of Jim Palmer. This is fun. This is fun. I am having so much fun with this game right now. I totally needed this. Yastrzemski with a triple. Now, as far as tagging, he's our 6th runner. He's not slow. He's not slow. And the Orioles finish 2nd. Oh, okay. So they're a good team. They're a good team. Okay. So Carlton Fisk comes up. He's 0 for 0 with a walk. So Palmer gives up a leadoff triple like he did to Cecil Cooper, you know. And so we have a 5. And that's an in-play 64. Now, this is ground ball to second base. How I'm going to handle this is because it's not tough, and it's not tough would be no advance. Wheelhouse would be advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my chart. And I hit the second base, the runner will score, according to my chart over here. So G4, Yastrzemski will come home. Grich going to his left, had no play at the plate. The infield is not in. And so the Sox go back up 3-2. I like it. Okay, game is flowing. We're walking, and we're walking. And they had 88 wins. They were right behind the Yankees. Okay. Dewey Evans with 1 away. We have a 6. That's a patient 97 is going to be a fly ball into left field to Bunbury. Bunbury will come over and make the catch and in the alley. And we have 2 away. Sox, they'll scratch across a run. Now Rico Petrocelli, who grounded out to the shortstop. And we have a 9. That's a tough. You think you're tough. And that's a strikeout. Strike him out. So Palmer, what has he got? He's got 2. Scott, what did you say he had? He was going to get 3? So Palmer's got 2 strikeouts right now. Fergie Jenkins also has 2. I thought he would have more than that. But, you know these guys better than me. You're the gourmet around here. And we continue on with Tony Muser. Oh, your prediction was 4. Okay, well, we're halfway through the game, and you're halfway there. Muser will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And guess what? We have a tough, and we have a 6, and that's a strike him out. So Muser sits down for the second time. Fergie now with 3 strikeouts, as he's 33-year-old Fergie Jenkins on the mound. Brooks Robinson, 0 for 1 with a ground ball. I think it was a defensive check. We have a 9. That's a tough. And a 63 is going to come over here. That's going to be hit down to second base again. So Denny Doyle will retire Brooks Robinson for the second time. And that's going to Elrod Hendricks. I keep thinking of what's that book there? Leroy Jenkins is that what I'm thinking of? L. Ron Hubbard. That book from L. Ron Hubbard. That was Elrod Hendricks. I think of L. Ron Hubbard. All right, L. Ron Hubbard is going to tell us a tale here. That's going to be a tough. We're going to go 45, and that's going to be a single. Yeah, I moved the dice, and it's going to land over there, so we're going to get a single because L. Ron Hubbard likes to mingle. Now, he's a steal, too, so I'm going to say no. All righty. Mark Belanger. Tying run on first base. Let's see if that dice roll is going to come back to haunt him here. We have a patient 93, and that's going to be hit into left field. Rice has a long way to go, but he's going to use the speed to get there. I know you're thinking Lord of the Rings. It's funny what we think of, right? When we do these things, sometimes it's a food thing, sometimes it's just something or other. And that's what makes it fun. We have a good time with this, right? Beatles, what are you going to be playing tonight? Why don't you give us a little preview here? What's going on the Beatles channel tonight? So what we can look forward to watching. What game you're going to play? Are you just going to have a chat? What's happening here? What am I going to look forward to tonight when I'm done this game? Rick Burleson, 0 for 1, heading right back to the mound. We have an 8, so that'll be in play, 66, and he's going to hit this down to second base. And Gritch will cut that off before it gets into center field, and he'll make a nice play to throw him out. Could that be a web gem? It might be a web gem. Alrighty. As AP comes by and says hi in the chat. Cecil Cooper, 2 for 2. He's got a triple and a single. We have a 5. That's an in-play 16, and that's a single. Cecil Cooper has got a double, a triple, and a single. He's 1 away from the cycle. I've never had a cycle. Never had a cycle. So he's a 3. Let's see if he wants to steal. Nope, he's not going to steal. So Cooper on with 1 away. And Palmer facing Denny Doyle. Denny Doyle is 2 for 2. He's got a double and a single. So let's see. Cooper with a lead off at first base. And we have a 5. That's an in-play 61. So that's going to be hit into left field. And Cooper will trot back to first base. Freddie Lynn coming up now. Freddie Lynn 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. We have an 8. That's an in-play. Ooh, 44. Just missed it. Popped it up. Third base coming over here. Right on the line. Brooks Robinson makes the catch. And that'll do it. Somehow my phone started lighting up saying, okay. So I must have said something that triggered my phone. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Sox here on opening day. Now, Fergie can go 7. And Palmer can go 8 before we talk about any fatigue. So we'll continue on the way we're going here. We're in the 5th. Al Bumbry 0 for 1 with a walk. And we got a defensive check. We haven't had a defensive check in a while. Oh, it's going to be a 91 on the defensive check. So no matter, so it's going to be well, let's see what it's going to be. So it's going to be error third base. And on a 91, it's going to be an out no matter what, because no matter if he's a 1 or a 5, the 91 comes over here, right? If I'm reading that correctly. So we said error, so third baseman makes the play, and it's going to be a line drive. So a line drive right at Rico Petrocelli, and he will grab it, and Bumbry is down. And that is that. I didn't even have to check Petrocelli because it was so high, it was automatically in the out area. The Mall Cop, Paul Blair. What's he done? 1 for 2 today. We have a 6. That's a patient. And he walked him. The Pantera walk. So he's a steal 4. And he's not going to steal. So Singleton comes up. Sox at double play depth, as you say. And we have a 5. You think you're tough. Struck him out. So Singleton goes down. So 2 away to Lee May. How about that? 2 away to Lee May. And we have a 7. That's going to be an in-play 2. Uh-oh. In-play. That's a double. That might tie the game. Right? With 2 outs. Yep. He's gonna score. No, I'm sorry. Oh, 2 outs. Yep, extra base. So it's going to be a double. Lee May's going to tie the game. A 2-out base clearing. What does Berglund say? Soul crushing. Double to tie the game. So the Sox just cannot hang on to a lead here. 3 times they've blown the lead. And the Orioles have come back to tie it up on a 2-out double. Bobby Gritch coming out with the lead run. They could take the lead for the first time today. Fergie with the pitch. That's going to be a patient 94, and he will get him on a fly ball into left field to Rice. So they scratch across a run, and have they done all day long, and we're tied again. We go to the 6th. I just hope this doesn't go like 12 innings like the other day. I come home. I had to go to work. I was right in the middle of the game, so I'll play when I come home. I was in the 6th. I went 12. I was up all night playing this game, you know. So Jimmy Rice now facing Jim Palmer. Jim Rice 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 4 is a ballpark check, 46. Uh-oh. That's going to be wheelhouse with Jimmy Rice. Rice got the pitch he was looking for. 1 to 46. It's gone. Jim Rice. See ya. Goodbye. Jim Rice with a home run. And the Sox have taken the lead again. So Rice hitting this one into center field over the head of Blair. It was out of here in a hurry. As John comes by from the great state of Texas. Thanks for coming by here. Here we go. So we have Yastrzemski coming up now against Palmer. Now Yastrzemski walked, stole a base. He's had a very eventful day, and he even got a triple. We had a couple of triples. We had some home runs. We've had a little bit of everything today. It's been a very enjoyable game. 10. That's going to be in play. 17. That's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. So Yastrzemski having a big day at the plate. So he's now 2 for 2. Is he going to steal? Now, I think that's plenty. We're not going to try to steal again. Okay? That was kind of fluky, so we're not going to steal. So leadoff single for Yastrzemski. Fist coming up. And we have a 4. It's a ballpark. Oh, 98. That's going to be in play. All right? 4 is a ballpark. 98 is in play. So in play for Fisk. A 16. And that's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. And let's check here. Soft looper into right field. Runner on first gets 2 bases. So Yastrzemski using his speed. His 36-year-old speed will zip down to third, and Fisk with a bloop single. And this is now first and third with nobody out. Yeah, you like Jim Rice? Yeah, I do too. A triple. It could be. It could be. The stars at night aren't bright because it's cloudy. Oh, okay. That's too bad. It's dark over here, so we can't see anything. So here we go. It is first and third. Dwight Evans, I'm not going to steal with a guy on third, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So let's go here. Evans, we have a 9. Oh, that's a tough. It's an 84, and that's a G6. So here's my dilemma. It's come off the tough, and I said runners can't go if it's tough. But if he goes for the double play, then the run would score. So that's my dilemma right now. It's hit down to shortstop. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go decide or die. Alrighty. If I roll the decide or die and it's positive with the circle, he's going to try for 2. If not, he's going to look back Yaz and go to first. All right, and Yaz is going to hold. That's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, because it was tough, it was hit right at him, but he has to make a choice. He's either going for 2 and allowing the run, or he's going to take the out at first and Yaz will hold. All right, so going for 2 is the circle. He's going to go for 2. So Yaz is going to score. We're going to check the double play, which is 5 or less. And no. So the only play is that they get the runner at second. So that's kind of how I'm going to do. Could I do a fielder's choice still? Again, I don't know enough about all that stuff. So it hit right at him. So he looked, He tried to go for 2 and he didn't get it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go G6-4. I'm going to call it a day with that right there. I don't want to overthink this. Yeah, again, I'm just playing for fun here, and I'm trying to think like what would happen because if he hit it right at him, so maybe if he looked at Yaz and holds him, then he's got to go to first. He can't get 2. But I rolled the decider die, and he said he was willing to give up the run to get the 2 outs. So that's kind of how I played that. I don't know. I'm just having so much fun with this game here tonight. I don't know why I am. So the Sox, they get another run in here. So Yastrzemski having a day. As Evans beats out the throw to first, they only get the 1. So Ricola. Let's see, Ricola. 8 is going to be an in-play. 12, that's going to be a single. So he likes to mingle. All right, let's see. Again, I draw a fac on in-play. And it's going to be, he can try for third. So first base gets 1, and he can try for another base. So this is a flared in 2. Opposite field line, so he hits it in the right field. Evans is a 6. Singleton was a 7. So this is hit into right field. Do I want to try for third base? All right, I'm going to roll this die here. A yes, he tries for third. No, a maybe is not good enough. So he's not going to try. So we're just going to take the single, and Evans will stop at second base is kind of what I'm going to do. And so we have first and second here. And this is the new set. This is my new 1976 set. I unboxed it the other day. I just separated all the teams earlier tonight. And I decided I was going to play the Red Sox season out here. I might throw some extra games in there, because might throw some Tiger games in here or whatever. But I'll probably play a couple of National League games for fun. But it just gets it on the channel here. And Troy comes by, and he's having fun because I'm having fun. We're all having fun. I hope we're having fun. So we're just having a good time. So we got first and second, 1 away for Rick Burleson, the 9-hitter. And, okay, so Palmer has not given up 6, so he's not fatigued yet. Okay, so we have an 8. That's an in-play 87. So this is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. So we are going to check for 2. So it's hit down to short. So we have a DP of 6 and a 6. So 6 is the magic number. No, they get the run and they get Petrocelli, but Burleson will beat it out. So we'll get a G6-4. So the Baltimore Orioles having trouble turning 2. They should have been out of the inning, but Burleson beats it out. So Palmer, a little yellow here, showing a little yellow here. You have different ways to play in this game. And you got enough baseball, yeah. This game is full of options, different ways to play it. And I had trouble kind of nailing down how I wanted to do it. But I finally nailed it down to a point where I use enough of the ratings and enough of the fast action cards and enough of the dice to make it fun. So we have Cecil Cooper. Now, here's the deal with Cecil Cooper. He's got a single. I thought he had a double. He's 3 for 3. He's got a triple. I thought he hit a double. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a single. I thought he had a double too. Maybe I put it in wrong. I thought he was hitting for the cycle if he got a home run, but either I screwed up or he didn't. I thought he had a triple. I thought he had a double, but it's showing single here. All right, so here we go. Cecil Cooper, 2 outs. He's been a thorn in the side of Jim Palmer all day long. We have an in-play, 46, and he's going to be grounded down to first base, and Lee May will come up with the play. But the Sox get 2, and they now lead the Orioles 5-3 as Tony Muser comes up. He's struck out twice. Tony Muser, he might be sitting on the bench pretty soon because he's terrible. And he is he's the DH. He struck out twice. All right, you got one more chance. What does the computer say? All set. Okay, so we're all set. Fergie, a 9. That's a tough. Well, he didn't strike out. He hit it down to second base to Denny Doyle. And Muser's 0 for 3, and he's going to be done for the day. So, mental note, Muser, DH goes 0 for 3, then you're on the bench. Brooks Robinson's hit it down to second base a couple of times. We have a 9 that's going to be a tough 72. And he's going to hit this one in the center field to Freddie Lynn. And Freddie Lynn with a catch. And now we have Elron Hubbard, right? Here we go. And we have a 4. That's an in-play 8. And he will single. Hendricks will single for the second time today. He fights it off. And he's a 2 stealer, so we're not going to steal with a 2. All righty. He didn't have any stolen bases, so we'll keep it that way. So Belanger now, a chance to tie it. Now, it says Fergie Jenkins is tired here, but he's only given up 3, so we're not in fatigue mode yet, right? I think you have to give up 6 to be fatigued before your inning, and then when it's your time, if you've given up 3 runs, you're fatigued. So we have a 5. That's a tough 6. Struck him out, and we're done here in the 6th. So let's go to the 7th, you know. Did I ever read Battlefield Earth? I don't think I did. I read a lot of those books back in the day of one kind or another, I think. I don't think I ever read that one. I used to read all kinds of things, like all kinds of things. Some entertaining, some crazy. Had a fun time back in the day. When I had time to read, now I don't like to read. All right, so we're in the 7th. Palmer is not fatigued. He's only given up 5. The movie was terrible. Oh, was that the one with John Travolta? Is that the Battlefield Earth you're talking about? I did like that movie. If that's what it's talking about. I haven't read the book though, but the movie I thought was all right. Denny Doyle, 2 for 3 today. He's got a double and a single. Let's see what Denny Doyle can do here. A 10 is an in-play 83 hit down to second base to Bobby Grich. And Freddie Lynn will come up now. Freddie Lynn, 0 for 2 today. And we're going to get a 6. That's going to be a patient 52. And, well, according to this right here, again, the out with a number here. So he can't get a hit on a 52, which would normally be a single. So I got to come over here to a 52 and call that a ground ball to first base. It's kind of how it goes, you know. Again, was that the movie where they invaded Earth and with John Travolta and wasn't there a rapper in there too? I forget the guy's name that was in the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I'll have to check out the book though. I can't read because I lose focus. I listen to audiobooks sometimes because I can keep focused, but like I can't watch full movies or read books. I'm just too all over the place. Jim Rice with 2 away. A 9. That's a tough 5. Struck him out. There it is. There's 3. Well, he got 3. He hasn't got 4, but Palmer has 3. And yep, there's 3 for Scott. So there's the strikeout. So now we go. So now we're in the 7th, and Fergie Jenkins has given up 3. So he is fatigued. So I get my fatigue card. I'm just going to have it off to the side. You probably won't be able to see it, but we're gonna have him fatigued, and if it gets out of hand, then he's coming out. All right, let's see what he does against Al Bunbury. We're going to let him start the inning. So we have a 7. That's an in-play, so in-play doesn't change. And a 96 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Evans back fairly deep and will make the catch, and we have 1 away. Paul Blair, the mall cop, coming up. And we have a 4. So that's another in play. And a 44 is ground ball down to third base. Ricola makes the play. So Fergie, so far getting it done. You know, let's see if he can keep the black-eyed peas going here. All right, Ken Singleton, 1 for 3. So we have a 4. That's another in play, 30, and he gets out of the inning. Popped it up to Ricola at third base. How about that? So he's fatigued, and it didn't matter. Everything was in play. So I think he's going to be done at this point here. So Fergie's going to be tired. So we're gonna take him off so I don't screw him up because I don't want to have a fatigued pitcher in the 8th. But Fergie's going to go 7. He went 7, and it's pretty good. All right, so now Yastrzemski comes up. And Jim Palmer comes out. Now, we're in the 8th, and he's given up 5, so he's fatigued. So Jim Palmer is fatigued, so I need my fatigue pitcher card here. And, well, he's given up 10 hits. Let's see what the computer says. What's the computer say? They're gonna say let him pitch. All right, so we're going to let him pitch. First sign of trouble, he's out. All right, so Palmer to Yastrzemski. So we have a 9. So that's a tough. And a tough 4. That will remain a tough. All right, so we have a tough to Yastrzemski. Can he get the 4 strikeouts? Yes, he does. Struck him out. And it's only 4, but Scott was right on with this one. He will get his 4 strikeouts. Yes, he does. So Carlton Fisk comes out. Now, Yaz was having a good day, too. Yaz was having a 2-for-3 day with a stolen base. Carlton Fisk, a 9. That's another tough. And a 50 is going to remain tough. So it's another tough. He might get another strikeout here. And 51. No! Fisk will single as he drops a liner in front of the left fielder. And Fisk is on. Now he's got to steal 3. So let's check the steal 3. No, he's not going to steal. So Fisk on with 2 away. And it's Dewey Evans who's done absolutely nothing today at 24 years old. A 4. Now that's a ballpark. Now, all ballpark changes to wheelhouse. Ballpark to wheelhouse 18, and that is gone. That's a home run. A 2-run home run. So Evans, who was 0 for 3, who I was just giving all kinds of crap that he's done nothing today, and he hits a 2-run home run, and that should do it for Palmer. So what do they want to do now? What do they want to do now? Dyer Miller. It's going to be Miller time. So the fatigue costs them here. I go too long, but that's what I do. And it's going to be Miller time. There we go. There's our Miller time. So he's got short fatigue here. So he can really only do this inning, and then we got to yank him out. All righty. So I love this thing here because I never know who to bring in. So Dyer Miller, it's Dyer time, Dyer Straits, and he will come in. Dewey with the bomb, says Troy. Yeah, yep. All right. So Sox up 6-3, and it's going to be Dyer Miller facing Petrocelli. Now Miller's a righty also, so I'm going to keep that in mind. So we have a 7. That'll be a patient 54. And Rico will single into center field. So the first batter that he faces is a single. Let me see. He's got 0 stolen bases. No, we're going to say he's not going to steal. Rick Burleson, 0 for 3 today. 8. That's an in-play 79. That's going to be hit into center field, fairly deep, but Blair has plenty of room, and he'll haul it in. So let's go. So Fergie Jenkins is coming out, so we know that. So who do they want to bring in? Who can it be? Now, Jim Willoughby. All right, so Jim Willoughby will come in here. Well, the Sox. Oh, that's the wrong team. So let's take a look at what we got here. There's Jim Willoughby. Card's not that good, but let's see what he can do. So Jim Willoughby will be coming in here. Where's my Red Sox? And there he is right there. So there's only... Oh, I have all these pitchers here. Oh, no, I only have a handful that I can use in rotation. So Willoughby will come in. And so here we go. So Jim Willoughby will come in here for the Sox to try to nail it down in here. Now, he's got short fatigue, too, so I think that's 1 inning they can go. And is it? Let me just double check here. I'm pretty sure pitcher stamina for relief pitchers. Short is, 2 innings. And long is 3. Okay, so it's 2 innings that they pitched in. It's not 2 full innings, it's just 2 innings. All right, so we have a 10. That's going to be an in-play 72. It's going to be hit into center field. Freddie Lynn back, and he'll make the catch. Bobby Grich coming up to face Willoughby in the 8th. Bobby Grich 1 for 3 with a homer and a 3. Oh, we get a tough 38, and he struck him out. Willoughby with the whiff. Now, Muser is our DH, and he's 0 for 3, so Muser's coming out. So who do we want to bring in to hit? All right, let's see if they suggest anyone. Nope. All right, we're going to go to the bench. And Muser, we're going to pinch hit. Who do we want to pinch hit? Who do we want to pinch hit here? Look at that guy in the top, Tommy Hopper. Right, Tommy Hopper. He's going to come in and hit. All right, so Tommy Hopper's going to pinch hit. All right, just kind of right off the top of my head. There we go. So Tommy Hopper comes in against Willoughby, trying to get something going here in the 8th with 2 outs. And we have a 7. That's an in-play 48. Nope. And it's going to be a ground ball down to the first baseman. And Yastrzemski will take it himself. He waves off Willoughby. And so the pinch hitter, Tommy Hopper, kind of stinks. Oh, he stinks against righties. I screwed up. That's all right. That's all right. We're still having fun here today. All right, so Dyer Miller in his 2nd inning of pitching here. So he's going to be okay because you can go 2 innings or pitch in 2 innings. So here it is. Here's the 9th. Cecil Cooper, 3 for 4 today against Dyer Miller. 7. It's going to be a patient 30, and oh my gosh, he's going to get another single. Cecil Cooper is just incredible today with a single. Is he going to steal? No. Cecil Cooper is on. Denny Doyle. He's not a good bunter, but we're going to bunt. We want to see if we can get a squeeze over another run. So a C bunter, sacrifice to the catcher. Okay, so we got a sacrifice hit to the catcher. So Denny Doyle gets his JOB done. He moves Cooper over to second base. And it's Freddie Lynn time with an insurance run at second base. Freddie Lynn, an 8. Is it in play? 74. That's a G6. So if it's a man on second and it's hit to the... If his run rating is 7, he will get there. And no, he's a 6. So what I'm going to do, because it's not a tough and it's not a wheelhouse and he's not a 7, he's going to stay. So it's going to be a G6R2 will hold. And so Lynn slaps it down to shortstop. Belanger grabs it, looks back Cooper. And so now Rice comes up with the man on second base. That probably would have been a double play. And we got a 6. That's a tough. You think you're tough. 83. Ooh, Rice almost fought that off. But it's going to be a super play by Belanger down at shortstop to end the inning. So here we go. 9th inning. It's Willoughby on the mound. And Brooks Robinson coming up. He's 0 for 3. So let's see. Do they want to take the old man out? Are they going to embarrass him in front of the home crowd? No, they're going to let him hit. They're going to let him hit. Here we go. So Willoughby with a 6-3 lead. A 5 is an in play. And a 51 is hit down to Rico. And Ricola will make the play at third base. 1 away. Elron Hubbard coming up. Elron Hubbard does a good job against righties. So we're going to leave him in. Here we go. A 5. It's an in-play 34. Nope. And it's ground ball down the Yaz. So Willoughby 1 out away from taking opening day here for the Sox against the highly powered Baltimore Orioles. Here we go. Mark Belanger. And an 8. That's a patient 44. And he will get a single because he likes to mingle. All right, so Belanger's on. We're not going to steal with 2 outs, okay, because it's going to be dumb. And we need more than 1 run. So I'm going to executive decision, and we're not going to try it. And here we go. Al Bumbry trying to keep the game going. Al Bumbry. And 11. Ooh, it's a defensive check. Oh, boy. Error on the shortstop. Burleson. Well, no matter what it is, it's an out because the 70 is going to be in the out section no matter what. So it's going to be hit to Burleson. ground ball, and that will end the game. So Burleson comes up with the play, and that will do it, and Bunbury is out. So that'll end things here. Let's wrap this up. The Sox will make this game official. Yes, we will. All righty. Now that should take me off camera so we can kind of do some things here. Does that take me off the camera? Yep, it does. Okay, so now you can see everything. So we're going to fast play the day, and let's see how everybody worked out. Yes, we're going to fast play everybody. That's what I love about this here. So as you can see, the Sox over the Royals, the Mets over Montreal, Dodgers over San Francisco, Angels over the A's, Twins over Texas, San Diego over Atlanta, and it's going to be St. Louis over Chicago, if you will. And so that is that. So we played one game. Sox come up with a win. And, the Yankees also got a win. Oh, yeah, the Yankees played the day before. So that's where we stand. Go Don Sutton and the Dodgers, says Troy. Yep. So that is that. All right. Thanks for coming by, everyone. Let me come back to Studio B here. I'm getting better at my shortcuts, I think. Yep, here we are. So thanks for coming by. Going to be fun to play this 76 season. I think I had a blast tonight. That game was so fun. Triples, home runs, player thrown out at third, player safe at the plate. I'm starting to get this game down a little bit better. Some of the crazy decisions in the game, I'm getting better with handling one way or another. Again, not saying I'm right, not saying I'm wrong, but whatever it is, it's been enjoyable. So thanks for that. Tonight, again, head over to Beatles' channel, Beatles Eternally here. He's got some baseball coming up. I'm going to go clean up this mess here, and then I'm going to go probably tune into him and listen later on tonight. But again, really, thanks for coming by, everyone. Really, I had so much fun playing this tonight. It was such a good time, and it's just something I needed here. My schedule's lightening up. The weather's getting a little bit better, so maybe I'm coming out of the winter doldrums where I'm just constantly working. Now I can actually have some fun. So that is that. Sox win on opening day, 76 with the new Payoff Pitch 1976 season. Yep. Payoff Pitch is paying off for me. Yep, it is. And again, the seasons are not that expensive. I think they're like $44 or something like that, plus shipping. And, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this. As I do, I try to play my game so much that I get my money's worth out of it. Someone posted that question, too. If you have a game that was, $50 or $60 and $40 for a season, would you spend $100 on it? It's like, well, I'd be willing to try it, and if I play it enough, then you get your money's worth. And if you don't, then you try to sell it for half price and cut your losses. Is what you try to do. But anyway. It was Petrocelli's last year. Oh, Captain Carl says, yeah, I knew he didn't play much after this. This is a little before I followed the Sox. I think 77, 78, that's when I started playing baseball, so I started following it and buying the baseball cards. So this is just a little bit before, so that's why I got it. I'm trying to expand my baseball wheelhouse. I'm trying to expand all my wheelhouses, football, baseball, hockey. So I'm trying to do that. Even basketball with the ABA. It's kind of fun. So thanks for coming by, and we shall talk to you all later. Again, head over to Beatles channel in a couple of minutes, and we'll have some more baseball action with you tonight here on YouTube. I'm Dave from Studio B. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.